At 12:07 a.m., my phone rang. Not buzzed. Not chimed. That alone was enough to pull me out of sleep. The screen lit up with a number I didn't recognize, long, official-looking, the kind of number that doesn't call unless something has gone seriously wrong. I answered, still half asleep. Hello. The pause. Then a calm, professional voice said something that didn't register at first. Sir, this is the United States Coast Guard. We're calling regarding your vessel, the Silver Horizon. I squinted at the ceiling. My, what? Your boat is currently 5 miles offshore. We boarded it 20 minutes ago. There are approximately 12 intoxicated individuals on deck. No life vests. No licenses. And multiple safety violations. My heart skipped. Twice. I'm sorry, I said slowly. That's impossible. Is the vessel registered to an Ethan Caldwell? Yes, but... Then, sir, you need to come to the marina immediately. That's when my body finally caught up with my brain. Cold rush. Adrenaline. That tight, hollow feeling in your chest when reality tilts sideways. Because I hadn't been on my boat in 3 weeks. Before we go any further, if you've ever felt powerless against an HOA, or dealt with someone who thought a title made them untouchable, hit like, subscribe, and settle in. Because this story doesn't end with a fine. It ends with federal indictments. I'd flown back from Seattle less than 8 hours earlier. 5 days of corporate nonsense. Late nights. Early meetings. When I left my boat, the Silver Horizon, locked cover docked behind a private gata moored in a slip deeded to my property. Not shared. Not communal. Not HOA controlled. I remembered checking the lines twice before leaving. Remembered patting the railing like you do with something you care about. Now I was standing barefoot in my kitchen, phone pressed to my ear, wondering if I was still dreaming. I haven't authorized anyone to touch that boat, I said. Understood, sir. That's why we're calling. I threw on jeans with shaking hands. Didn't bother with shoes until I hit the door. The drive to the marina took 12 minutes. It felt like 12 hours. Every red light felt personal. Every passing car felt too slow. My mind ran worst-case scenarios. Theft, damage, someone overboard, my name tied to something criminal I didn't even know about. When I turned into the marina lot, my stomach dropped. Red and blue lights. A patrol vehicle. And my boat, tied up at the dock like it belonged there. People I didn't recognize stood laughing nervously. Women in cocktail dresses, heels sinking into dock planks. Men in polos holding half-empty drink cups. Someone was barefoot. Someone else was crying. And then I saw her. Standing just off the dock ramp. Arms crossed. Perfect posture. Platinum blonde bob catching the deck lights like a halo she absolutely did not deserve. Margaret Whitmore. HOA president of Seabreeze Cove. Self-appointed ruler. Professional nitpicker. The woman who once fined me because my trash bin was visible for 19 minutes past pickup time. She didn't look surprised. She looked irritated. That's my boat, I told the officer. He nodded. You know her? He gestured toward Margaret. I laughed without humor. She's the HOA president. Margaret finally walked over. Ethan, she said, lips tight. This is all a bit dramatic, don't you think? Dramatic? I snapped. You broke into my boat. She waved her hand dismissively. We needed a venue. The clubhouse renovation. You committed a felony, I said. Her eyes hardened. Well, she said coolly, the association has discretionary authority over dock resources. The officer stepped in. Ma'am, that dock is deeded. Margaret's jaw clenched. For now. That's when I knew. This wasn't an accident. This was a test. When the officer asked if I wanted to press charges, Margaret froze. Just for half a second. Oh, absolutely, I said. And I won't stop there. Her face drained of color. By morning I had filed a theft report, spoken to a maritime lawyer, pulled footage from my dock cameras. Footage showing Margaret unlocking my gate. Directing caterers. Handing envelopes to Harold Bennett, the HOA treasurer. And laughing like it was all a joke. Detective Lena Morales didn't mince words. This wasn't impulsive, she said. This was coordinated. She leaned forward. Your boat's security module was manually disabled. I swallowed. Someone went inside. Yes, she said. And that makes it worse. That night, I sat at my kitchen table with a laptop, coffee, and fury. I read every HOA bylaw, every appendix, every footnote, and buried in Appendix E, Section 11, I found it. A clause Margaret herself had quoted countless times, now aimed straight at her. Immediate removal. No appeal. I didn't smile. I exhaled. By noon the next day, I had signatures. Neighbors who'd been fined. Threatened. People who hated Margaret but were too tired to fight. Until now. 22% of homeowners. More than double what I needed. The emergency HOA meeting was chaos. Standing room only. People shouting. Whispers turning into accusations. I presented. The footage, the emails, the bylaw clause. Harold Bennett looked like he might faint. When the vote came, Margaret Whitmore was removed. No cheers. Just silence. The kind that follows something long overdue. 2 days later, Homeland Security called. Agent Daniel Reyes slid a file across the table. This goes beyond your boat, he said. Inside. Bank records show nonprofits fake grants, forged deeds. Over $2.8 million stolen. The party wasn't a party. It was a sales pitch. And my boat was the bait. Margaret fled. Arizona retreat? But fake passport. Private airstrip. But arrogance leaves trails. She was caught boarding a yacht in Grenada. Extradited. Sure. The courtroom smelled like old wood and consequences. Witness after witness. Forged signatures. Fake minutes. A former HOA assistant admitted to falsifying records. And then the audio recording. Margaret's voice. Homeowners don't have the stomach for legal fights. The judge paused the tape. Looked up. That may be, he said, but the law does. RICO charges. Asset seizures. HOA dissolved. Funds returned. New laws passed. Audits mandated. All because one HOA president thought she was untouchable. Weeks later, I hosted a barbecue. No speeches. No authority. Just neighbors. Laughter. Healing. I stood on my dock at sunset, looking at the silver horizon, restored and peaceful. No more intimidation. No more envelopes. No more abuse of power. Just water. And justice. HOAs survive on apathy. They crumble when someone finally says, no. If this story hit home, like, subscribe, and comment. Backhand index pointing right. What's the worst HOA abuse you've ever seen? More stories coming.